And happy Wednesday. I'm excited to be making this video for you today. I know sometimes my Wednesday videos seem like they're just boring and going over stuff, but I want you to stay tuned. And others of you have expressed that these are really helpful because I'm reviewing stuff that you've been working so hard on. So please watch this whole video. I'm going to be going over the new Huyser Currency. I'm going to review the math packet. I'm going to review the ELA packet, and then we're going to do a mini time lesson. I tried to throw in a video about April Fool's jokes, but the way my computer's working, it won't record the sound coming from my computer. But April Fool's, it is April Fool's Day today, so make sure you're being kind to people, but also having fun. What a better time to do some good practical jokes. Shh, don't tell your parents I gave you this suggestion, but the video I was watching, a couple of the ideas it had was someone was sleeping and they put baby powder on their hand and then tickled their face, so they hit their face with baby powder. I've seen that done with Cool Whip or whipped cream before too. And then another one was taking a sponge and covering it in frosting to make it look like a cake. So there are a lot of funny things you can do, and I know you can't always comment on these my Wednesday videos, but feel free to email me or call me with any questions, or just let me know if you pulled the prank. Be kind though. All right, so I already talked about the things we're going to go over today. I want you to know I love you and I miss you bunches. And I know we should be getting some more information in the next few days, and know that whatever happens doesn't change how much I love you guys and how much I enjoy hearing from you. All right, so let's get started. First things first. The new Huyser Currency. So this is the $100 currency that I promised you if you finish your math and ELA packet. No matter what happens, I'm going to find a way to get this to you. I think it looks really cool. Does anyone know what the animal is that's on the inside of the Huyser Currency? Yeah, it's a phoenix. So phoenixes are known for rising from the ashes. So 100 currency, finish those packets, we'll get this to you. Next, we're going to go over pages 29, 30, and it should say 31 in your math packet. The I can statements are: I can identify and label fractions, I can identify fractions on a number line, and I can tell time to the nearest minute. So we're going to go through those 3 pages. I have my handy stylus so I can write on it, but you friends know me, I'm not super tech savvy, so hopefully this works well, and stay with me. Remember, we're doing pages 29, 30, and 31. What would a PowerPoint be by me if it didn't have a mistake in it? So we're going to go to that packet now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify fractions. So you're identifying the shaded part. So on this first one, we can count how many pieces we have total. 1, 2, 3. So then we know our denominator is 3 because there's 3 pieces total. And then our numerator is 1 because we have 1 out of the 3 pieces shaded. Okay, number 2. We have 3 pieces again, so that's our denominator. But this time we have 2 out of 3 pieces shaded. Number 3. Let's count how many pieces we have total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our denominator is 6. And we have 1 out of 6, or 1/6 of the shape shaded. And then this one, it's also out of 6, but this time we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6 shaded. And I know that 4/6 is equal to 2/3 because 2 is half of 4 and 3 is half of 6. So that would work as well. Number 5, we have 1 out of 4 shaded. So remember, our denominator is how many we have all together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 all together, and our numerator is how many we have shaded out of those 4. So this one is 3/4. Okay, let's keep going. Right, so then we just have the 2, number 7, and number 8. Number 7, if I were to count them, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we would say we have 1 out of 8 shaded, and then number 8 we have 2, 4, 5 out of 8 shaded, so 5/8. Now we're going to look at page 30. See if I can pull up my pen again. Here we go. Draw a circle that shows 4 equal parts, then shade 2 fourths. So I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to divide it into 4 equal parts, and then I'm going to shade 2 fourths. So 2 out of the 4. 1, 2. And we can actually see that 2 out of 4 is the same as 1/2, because half of the circle was shaded. Number 10. Draw a rectangle that shows 3 equal parts, then shade 2 out of 3. So draw a rectangle that shows 3 equal parts, and then shade 2 out of 3. So it should look something like that. And then number 11, draw a square that shows 8 equal parts, then shade in 3 out of 8. So if I draw a square, 4 equal sides, it wants me to divide it into 8 equal parts. So there I have 4. Let's count, make sure I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it wants me to shade. My numerator says 3. I'm going to shade in 3 eighths. So that's what that one will look like. Let's scroll down. And then last one for this page, we have number 12. Draw a circle that shows 6 equal parts, then shade to show 5, 6. And I know that 6 can be kind of tricky to draw, so I like to do thirds. So I draw a peace sign, and then I just break each one of those up like that. And then it wants me to shade 5 out of 6. So my numerator was 5, so that's how many is shaded. And then my denominator is 6, so that's how many pieces we have all together. Okay, let's move on to the next page, page 31. I can understand fractions on a number line. So let's take a peek. Write the missing label on the number line. So we see that the denominator is 2 on these. So if we have 3 out of 2, we know that's greater than 1 whole. And that means right here, this one, that's 1 whole. And we know a whole for a fraction is when the numerator and the denominator are the same. So at the 1 whole, we would say 2 out of 2. Okay, so I'm going to draw 1 whole for this fraction line. Okay, so that's a whole right there, and it's broken into 2 parts because that's what the denominator tells us. Okay, and then it says we have 3 out of 2. So whole equals 2 parts, but they just gave us 1. So now I have 3 halves. Then I'm going to add 1 more. Now I have 2 wholes. A whole is still made of 2 pieces, but how many pieces do I have now? Now I have 4 pieces. So 4 pieces make a whole, and 1 whole has 2 pieces. So then let's see how many pieces make 3 wholes. 6 pieces. 6 out of 2 makes 3 wholes. So then right here, in between, would be 5 out of 2. And I know the fractions greater than a whole can be kind of confusing. So remember, when in doubt, draw it out. Okay, set B. Use this number line to solve problems 1 through 4. Okay, so we again see we have a whole here. Let's count how many pieces they broke this line up into. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a whole is 4 fourths. That means 2 wholes is 8 fourths. I know that because if I draw it out, a whole would have like this, and then I would draw another whole, and now I have 8 pieces total, and there's 4 pieces in each one. So then let's label our number line. 1 fourth, 2 fourths, 3 fourths, 4 fourths, 5 fourths, 6 fourths, 7 fourths. How you feeling, friends? How you doing with this? Good. How many of you have this page done already? Right. I know a lot of you were telling me that you had finished this whole packet in like the first 3 days that you had it. And now we're in week 3. So I hope that you're keeping up with all your learning. All right, so set B, problem 1. How many equal parts are between 0 and 1? And we already counted that up. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. How many equal parts are between 1 and 2? There's also 4 equal parts there. 1, 2, 3, 4. What fraction does each part show? So it's just saying from here to here, how much is that? And that would be 1/4. So in another way, it's asking us what our unit fraction is. Write fractions to label the marks. And we already did that. I was ahead of the schedule. Okay, so let's keep going. You're doing awesome. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Okay, oh, that was page 29. I think I'm thrown off on my pages. And I think I might have done an extra page with you. So extra answers, that's okay. We're doing great. And we like checking our answers, knowing how we're doing. So here we are. Let's see what this is. This is page 30. Some more identifying fractions on a number line. Use this number line. Okay. Here we go. Oh my goodness, friends, I'm having so much fun exploring different technologies. Okay. Use the number line to solve 5 through 7. A is, so notice about this number line that it has 2 holes on it. So we have 1, 2 holes, and each hole is broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So 1 hole equals 3/3. So notice that this is broken into thirds. So from point 0 to point A is 1/3. And then point B, so it goes from 1 whole and then 1 more third. So we could say this is 1 and 1/3, or we would say it's 4/3. I would go with 4/3. And then C would be 5/3. Okay, use this number line to solve problems 8 through 9. All right, so we have to stop and pause. This number line is only 1 whole, so we have to figure out how many parts make up a whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8/8 equals a whole on this one. So D, from point 0 to here, is 1/8. So then 1, 2, 3, 4. E is 4/8, and we know that 4 is half of 8, so we could say that's half. And then F, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 7/8. Beautiful. Hope that's going well. Let's move on to our next page. So I wanted to do this page because it deals a little bit with time, and I know we are introducing that. I know there was some time stuff that you worked on in 2nd grade, but we want to take a peek. Okay. Write the time of the clock. So first we're going to look at our hour hand. Our hour hand, it's a little bit past the 8. And then we can skip count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And it looks like it's a little past the 25, so we would say it is 8:26. And then number 2, it's a little bit past the 2, but it's not quite to the 3, so the hour is 2. And then our minute hand, I know that the 6 is 30, 30, 35. I would say 2:39, but if you said 2:38, that would be okay too. And then looking here, our hour hand, oh, it looks like, it probably just got to the 4 because the minute hand's a little bit past the 12. So we're going to say it's 4:02. If you said 4:03, that's okay too. And then our last one that we'll do on this page, and then we'll take a break, stretch our minds out, and then go to our reading packet. So number 4, the hand is here. If I follow down, it looks like it's the 8, but I know that since my minute hand hasn't, it's so close to the 12 that it's probably still in the 7 o'clock hour. And then it looks like it's a little past the 11, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and it looks like it's a little past, so 7:56. So that's 4 of our time. In a little bit, I'm going to go over elapsed time. Right now, I just want to take a break. I want you to stretch your minds. I'm going to go crazy. Okay, are your minds back at it? Are you ready to go? Because now we're going to move into our reading packet. Sit up straight and tall. Get my mind awake. Here we go. The reading packet, we're going to be working on pages 12 and 13. And it's I can identify key details in the main idea, or I can identify key details in the lesson of the story. So here we go. One fall afternoon, a girl went to a farm to pick apples. She was in a hurry, so she picked carelessly, both ripe apples and unripe ones. When she finished, her wagon was filled with a small mountain of apples. The girl asked the farmer, "Quick, tell me how long you think it will take me to get back home." The farmer thought carefully. Then he said, "Be patient. If you go slowly, you will be back soon. If you go fast, you will not get back until night. It's your choice." The girl thought, "How can that be? How can it take so long if I go fast?" The girl wanted to get back home as soon as possible, so she rushed her horse and wagon onto the road. She made her horse walk very fast, and suddenly, bump, off fell some of the apples. Every time she hit a bump, more apples rolled off her wagon. Then she had to stop and put them back on the wagon. Because of all the delays, it was night before she got home. So it says, underline key details that help you figure out the central message. So I think if we were to look at this, actually I know if we look at this, there's a couple moments where we can pull out some key details about what is happening in our story. Let me try this again. There we go. So I think a really key detail was when the farmer thought carefully. He said, "Be patient. If you go slowly, you will be back soon. If you go fast, you will not get back until night. It's your choice." I think that's a key detail. It sounds like someone's trying to teach us something in the story. So let's see, what would be another key detail in the story? Another thing that lets us know kind of the lesson of the story. I think maybe right here, every time she hit a bump, then she had to stop and put them back on the wagon. That's kind of emphasizing what has happened in here. So let's go down here. Complete the chart by writing what the characters say and do. Then write the central message or lesson. So the farmer, oops, I need to read the instructions all the way. The girl, something key detail about the girl, she was in a hurry. Key thing about the farmer, he said, "If you hurry, it will take longer." That's just a summary of what he said. So the central idea, central message is that being in a rush doesn't always allow things to go fast. I think that's kind of the big idea of it, is sometimes we're in this rush, and it actually ends up taking things longer because we make mistakes and we weren't being thoughtful about it, and we have to redo, where if we slowed down and took our time the first time we do it, we would do it right. So that's your reading packet for today, just going over kind of a couple pages that you've been working on. Keep working on those packets. The last thing we're going to work on today is a little bit of a telling time lesson. So here we go. Thank you for hanging in there. I'm having fun making this video. I wish I was going over it with you guys in person, but this is fun. This is fun too. Oops. Okay. So we're going to work on elapsed time. I have a really cool chart that I like to use to help me know how much time passes. And that's what elapsed means. Elapsed means how much time passes. So in this image, I have two different clocks. I need to figure out what time each clock says first before I know how much time passed from clock 1 to clock 2. So clock 1 says it is 12:05. And then if I look at clock 2, it's not quite to 2, so it's 1:35. Okay, so let's make up a story. So I started eating lunch and watching a movie at 12:05, and the movie was done at 1:35. How long was the movie? So I have to figure out how much time passed from when I started the movie to when I ended the movie. I like to use this T chart like this. So the top of my T chart is going to start with the start time, 12:05. And then I know it ends at 1:35, but I don't know how much time passes between. So I'm going to just kind of count by fives until I get to 1:35. The really important thing to know, though, is that an hour has 60 minutes. So when I get to 60, I'm at a new hour instead of going like it's 12:65, it's 12:70. So I know, I always get confused, like money's got 100 pennies equal $1, but 60 minutes equals an hour. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm at 12:05, I'm going to add 5 minutes. So 12:05 plus 5 minutes would be 12:10. I could add just 5 more minutes. I think I'm going to be crazy, and I'm going to add 20 minutes. So 12, 10 plus 20 is 30. It's 12:30. So now I'm still not to 1:35. I'm going to add 10 more minutes. 30 plus 10 will make it 12:40. Let's add 10 more. 12:50. Still not to 1:35. I'm going to add 10 more minutes. Ooh, 12:60. That's not a real time. Must mean it's 1 o'clock. Ooh, and then I'm at 1, and I know I need to get to 1:35. So I'm going to add 30 more minutes. That would put me at 1:30. And if I add 5 more minutes, that's going to put me at 1:35. Okay, so we just did a lot of work. Are we done? No, I have to figure out what all of this added together equals to know how much time passed from 12:05 to 12:35. So my times aren't all added up, but I'm going to use my tens first. 10, 20, 30. So I have 30 minutes here, plus 30 more minutes. Cross this one out. That puts me at 60 minutes. Then I'm going to add 20 from up here. That puts me at 80 minutes. And then 5 and 10 plus 10 more. So 90 minutes. How much time passed? We could say 90 minutes passed, but I know that there are 60 minutes an hour, so I could say 1 hour and 30 minutes passed. So that gives me an idea of elapsed time, how much time passes from 1 hour to the next, or from the start time to the end time. Sometimes, and hopefully I can teach you this later, sometimes we have to work backwards, like the movie got out at 4:55 and it was 2.5 hours long. What time did I start the movie? So I'd have to work backwards to figure out what time I started the movie. So I hope that you took a lot of information out of this. Please, 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 please call me if you have any questions. I look forward to chatting with many of you later today. Love you. Bye.